Coming up, we'll be talking about Just Beyond and Star Wars The Bad Batch and much more. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's Thursday, it's time to jump into some of today's big Disney Plus news. The big one today, Disney has finally released a trailer for its brand new anthology series, Just Beyond. Now the interesting thing with this series is they're going to be dropping all 8 episodes on Wednesday the 13th of October. And the trailer, well, it's definitely a little bit spooky, it's a little bit more Halloween-y. There's definitely some sort of scary stuff in there, some freaky stuff. It's not what I generally think of when I think of Disney Plus with their originals, but this is exactly what we need for Halloween. You know, I think this is going to be a really big sort of show for sort of teenagers and stuff. I mean, it might be scary enough for us adults as well, you know, maybe the ones of us that don't like watching full-blown horror movies. But this one looks a lot of fun. I'm definitely interested to see where this one goes. Each episode is going to be completely different. You know, they're all going to have different stories. So in some ways, you know, if you like one, maybe try another one. You know, there's going to be stories like that you maybe like and maybe don't like. But I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. But let me know what you think of the trailer in the comments below. Earlier this year, we had Star Wars The Bad Batch, a brand new animated series, and you'll find the whole series right now on Disney Plus. But we've got a little bit of an update on the second season. Recently, Michelle Ang, who is the voice of Omega in this series, shared a photograph on her Instagram showing a recording studio with her working on the second season. In her comment, she said, "In a proper studio for the first time in forever to tidy up some of the work on The Bad Batch. Amazing how our team can connect from across the world and during a lockdown." Definitely interesting to see how close this one might be to release. The fact that it's just doing tidying that work means it's obviously done a lot of work. And in some ways, like The Bad Batch has been a show that they've been able to continue to make during the lockdown, unlike some of the other Star Wars series which have been delayed, which is why we're going to be getting so much stuff arriving in 2022 with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and the Andor series. We don't yet know when The Bad Batch is going to be dropping onto Disney Plus. I'd imagine maybe at the same time as the first season, around sort of May the 4th. We've also got Star Wars Celebration taking place as well that same month. So that would be a nice way of tying it in. And that might help sort of bridge the gap between some of the series ending, maybe like Boba Fett going into Andor, something like that. I definitely feel like we're going to be getting them all separately, not at once, much like with the Marvel shows. But nice to see work moving along. Hopefully we'll find out some more information on this series pretty soon. But if you're excited about Star Wars The Bad Batch, let me know in the comments below. And finally, we got a little bit of an update on the latest streaming chart from Nielsen, who according to their latest results for the first week of September, they are a little bit behind everything else. What If was able to enter the original series chart at number 8. It was on last week, but I think it continues to kind of build more momentum now there's more episodes in there. And that one's continuing to be the only show really from Disney Plus in there. The other interesting thing about that same chart is the Hulu original Only Murders in the Building went in at number 4, which I'm hoping that will get more of it. That probably had a bit of a boost having 3 episodes drop at once. So the minutes watched was much higher. I really recommend watching this series. You'll find it on Hulu in the United States, and internationally it's available on Disney Plus. I literally just watched the latest episode this morning. A really weird one. It was all kind of done with the fact of the main character in this episode being deaf, so you couldn't really hear anything. Very different. Really is such an amazing series. It's so different than anything we've seen before. As per usual, you would find in the acquired series, Netflix continues to be able to ride the train of ABC's Grey's Anatomy and Criminal Minds, which they make. Those shows just continue to pull in viewers all the time, and obviously internationally they are available on Disney Plus and continuously go in that top trending chart. But it's always nice to see and mention them, as they are obviously ABC series. Then we get into the movie side of things. Cruella was the top movie, which wasn't a huge surprise since it just went on to Disney Plus for all subscribers the week of this results. So yeah, so it really just pushed it up. Luca was also in the top 10, as was the new Hulu original movie Vacation Friends. Now that's interesting that that one pulled in. Wasn't as high as maybe we would have hoped. But the cool thing about this movie is it was also released on Disney Plus as a Star original, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially since we've not really been able to get away this year. But nice to see Vacation Friends also making the top 10 movies. But there we go, that is all of today's news. Remember to go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in another episode. Laters. I'd like to thank all of our Patreon and YouTube channel members for their support. You can become a member from as little as $2 a month, and you get access to our weekly Q&A and much more.